Says we are live. So check, 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 check. We sound good. Sound a wee bit loud. Let me see. All right. Let's see. And always, before we get started, always remember. I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done. When in doubt, blame Jermaine. Okay. Anyhow, let's welcome some people. Buddy Young, what's going on? Toya, a birthday gift. Happy birthday, Toya. How old are you? Jay Powell, what's going on? Eddie, what's happening? Another Leo. I knew you was a Leo, Adrian. Drew, what's going on? Yeah, I like that thumbnail. It said when I first saw it, I said, okay, that's it. Sounds like Adrian need to catch a flight. Crozier, what's up? Hurricane Greg, what's up? Prince, what's happening? Joe's, Dave, Climatic, what's going on? Chemistry, what's going on? Waffle Weave, what's up, man? Ishmael, what's going on? Hand pink waving. Okay. Okay. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Coffee money. Hey, you know what? MGTOW monk. Okay, when you feel the need, that's what you do, man. Get your coffee money out. King Lexicon. Kang. Yep. Brooklyn Coast. What's going on? Cool Gamer. Matt. What's going on? Ninja. What's going on? Trail. What's going on? High Scholar. What's up, man? See, where's High Scholar? I think yeah, you are. Yeah, if you feel the need, drop your link to your channel, High Scholar. Go ahead and pimp your channel if you want to. Gundam, a Gundam Nataku. I think that's what it is. Let's see. All right. I think we got everybody. Had a soul and Lloyd. Lloyd Hinton, what's up? I haven't seen you in a minute, Lloyd. Lloyd, what's going on? All right. Okay. Last week, I think 2 weeks ago, we had a week ago we had the poll, right? Did you want esoteric week or game week? Because those always come up. Okay, so we got the esoteric out of the way last week, so this week is going to be game. And actually did this seminar for Rom maybe 3 years ago, I think it was. Adrian's there 3 years ago about we called it raw game, but basically this is the stripped down version of what game coaches or should teach. I'm not saying that they do, but should teach. Okay, these are like the basics. You know, a lot of game coaches and dating coaches. Ron may be the exception, but a lot of game coaches and dating coaches, they're more like motivational speakers. Okay, I have never been a motivational speaker for the most part. I from time to time I can, but I'm not that guy. Okay, I'm not that high energy guy to come out and sling the microphone around and try to get the crowd pumped up. Try to hit you in the chest and say you got a whole frame and be a man. Blah blah blah. That's not me. Okay, I'm a very pragmatic person. Okay, a very um, uh, particular person, okay? Because I was raised as a STEM guy. So I've been a STEM kid most of my life, right? How do things work? How do the components fit together? How do you build something up from scratch, right? with pieces to go together, right? So I took I looked at game, okay. I looked at my experience with women and stuff that I've learned from Max and pimps and players and ordinary guys and stuff like that, right? I looked at it, I took my experience, their experiences, and the stuff that I've heard game coaches do. I said, okay, I said, say if this person was, since my game is basketball, say I was trying to get this kid to the NBA, want them to have ultimate game. Okay. How would I coach them? What would I teach them first? Okay. What drills would I give them? What skills would I try to develop that's going to help them in that endeavor to get, get to the NBA, right? Because any sport is a collection of skills. Okay. You have to have raw athletic talent. That's true. That's true. You know, what you built with, what you come with. But the thing is, just like anything else, it's a collection of skills because we collect skills and abilities, right? To actually go out and perform, right? Because game is a performance. If nothing else, it's a performance. A performance not to win a, win a particular sporting event or a score or anything like that. It's there to um, it's a performance that's to attract the opposite sex for whatever reason you want the opposite sex for. So, so that's the approach I'm going to take. Okay, like I said, I did like a 2 hour seminar like 3 years ago, and people loved it. Rom loved it. He said because it's a no nonsense. So I'm not here, like I said, you're not going to hear me talk about holding frame or being more masculine or beating you in the chest or stuff like that, right? Or how to, you know, uh, really what to say for the most part. I'm gonna give you hints, but thing is, it's a stripped down version of what skills that I think that a person would know, would have to know to actually attract the opposite sex based on uh, observation, uh, other people's uh, experiences, what I've seen, and what I've tried. Okay, so JT, what's going on? This is game week, sir. So I am going to pull up my PDF. Okay, see, present, share screen. Let's see a window. There we go. All right, this is my PDF of what I call game. These are my bullet points. Okay, this is actually had to go back and find it because it's like 3 years old. And I thought it was in a PDF, but it was actually in an email. And this is my outline. And I got three phases. Okay, three different phases: acquisition, okay, retention, and then esoteric. Right. Okay, three phases to actually uh, get you to what they call perfect game. Okay, so and I've ran this by people like Warren Lance and other kind of players, and they actually agree with this. Like when I really first learned, you know, other than refined game, I was in college with a brother that really essentially used Alan Roger Curry's Mode One, okay, to perfection. Okay, so way before Alan Roger Curry wrote the book, okay, I actually learned Mode One, from a master. Because he didn't keep a black book, he kept a big black notebook. He's very good and very skilled at picking up women. And he was, trust and believe, he was not 6'4". He was not a 10. He was more like a 3 or 4. Okay. And he didn't always present as masculine. Let's put it that way. Okay. He didn't carry a masculine frame. So sometimes he would switch back and forth. Sometimes he would appear effeminate. But the thing is, he had a collection of skills that was so refined that I seen him seduce women in like 5 minutes, you know, and have their damn near have their clothes off. That's how good he actually was. Okay, so I learned from a master, you know. So, but we're actually going to go. the basics, right here, the acquisition phase, and we can actually go over the three things, right? Three things in the acquisition phase basis. There's three parts to acquisition, right? The basics, uh, classifying your target group, okay, and then refining your personal style, okay. Those are your three basics. But we're going to go over the the basics, first three pieces, which is uh, attractive appearance, entertaining skills, and resilience. Okay, I'll explain what they are. So we're going to start with the obvious. Okay, let's start with the obvious. We'll start with attractive appearance. What's up? Marcus can tell you. Marcus Marcus deals in females all the time. Okay. Marcus will agree with your attractive appearance, right? Because you got to remember, all human beings deal in what? Archetypes, right? Archetypes and attractive appearance. You know, if you go back to the octanes, which is why I developed the octanes, you go back to the octanes, okay? Attractive appearance depends on the class of people that you're dealing with. To a 92 and maybe even 100 octane, depending on where you're at, right? Depending on the scope, okay? Uh, a wife beater and tattoos is not attractive to them, no matter how you dress it up. Now, your physicality can overcome it. Okay, say if you got dense muscle and you look like you just walked out of a Miss America pageant, or you look like you walked off a runway, you got that. You can overcome the negatives of your appearance depending on the class, right? By the same token, if you're in a Armani suit, a gray Armani suit, pinstripe suit, with your gold watch and your tie and your clip, you go down to the hood. That's not attractive. Okay, that marks you out as a mark or corny. It can mark you off as corny. Um, so attraction is normally an eye of the beholder, and is also according to your target market. And Hollywood attraction is going to look different. On Wall Street, attraction is going to look different. Okay, in the projects, attraction is going to look different. In the South, attraction is going to look different. Okay, so it's always there, always is according to your target market. So arguing about this versus that, or which one is better than whatever, right? It's immaterial, because it depends on the market of the group of women that you're looking for as far as game is concerned. We're talking about men right now. Women is the same way, but things are reversed a little bit. Same way. Okay. So so basically, as far as attractiveness or attraction, basically you have to study what? You have to study your target market, your target group of women. And that's where classification will come in. We haven't gotten to that yet. So appearance does matter. Hygiene is universal. Okay. That's one thing that Kevin used to teach, right? Hygiene is universal. Okay. How you smell, clean is first. You know, soap is always attractive. So let's get that out of the way before you put anything else on top. Soap is always attractive. Soap transmits what? An archetype of cleanliness. So if they smell soap on you, okay, and shampoo on you, okay, you'll come off as clean. You won't come off as irresistible, but you come off as clean. That's the basics. That's the very basics. Cleanliness is always first, right? No matter what, whether you a thug down in the streets and in the projects, or you up on Wall Street, right? Cleanliness is always first. See, Leon says I'm a thug hybrid. Well, archetypes equal Carl Jung, but archetypes are even older than that, right? Those 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 archetypes that go way back, way before Carl Jung. Got to remember, Carl Jung is a Kabbalist, and basically those are just mental images of a particular group of people, right? So that's what archetypes actually are. Say, um, a UPS man in a brown suit. That's like him. He wears a brown uniform, right? Because he's a delivery guy. So UPS man in shorts and brown suit is an archetype, okay? Not an ancient archetype, but it's an archetype. A postman is an archetype. A policeman is an archetype, right? A doctor with a stethoscope in a white smock is an archetype, okay? Those are archetypes. So the right archetype for the right setting will attract women. The right archetype in the right setting will attract women. That's how come attention to detail, and all men do it. Okay, trust and believe. All men do it. Even the thugs do it. Thugs put on they have the right tattoos. They have, like, I was looking at my look at one of my brother-in-laws, right? And he thugged out. He thugged out with the gold teeth, the tattoos. He got the hair done a certain way. He had the wife beater on. But the thing is, you can see that all his archetype conformed to what he wanted to attract. Even though he does what he does. He's his archetype is street dude. His sister's the opposite. But the thing is, it's those are archetypes. Okay, and you have to get very skilled at your target market. Okay, and all guys tell me, how do I get different women? I said, look in the mirror. Women are very sensitive to what? Archetypes, okay? Because to them, the clean, clean put together. Yeah. Even thugs are put together. Believe it or not, if I used to watch hood dudes, man, even dudes that sag. Okay, they're very meticulous about the t-shirt, the shirts they wear, the white long white beater underneath, right? The boxers and the belt, and and how far the sag actually is. I used to watch them. Okay, they're very specific, and it's trial and error, but they're very specific. Okay, that's what you have to key into. If you want to attract a certain group of women, you have to key into the details of the kind of men that they go for. And normally women will give you hints. So, um, attractive appearance is key. Okay, so uh, key in on the kind of women that you want. Key on the details of the archetypes, how you're supposed to look. If you got a bunch of face tattoos, you're not trying to catch 89s and 92s. Okay, or upscale women. Okay, maybe not even working class women. Okay, very specific to the kind of women that you're going to chase. Okay. The wife beater is attractive to a very specific kind of women. Now you might get a woman that's a one off because she wants what they used to call it a cultural I forget what they used to call it. When like when you go when you that's not you, but you want to experience something. I think safari, a cultural safari. A woman might want to go on a cultural safari. I never had a thug. I wonder what they like. So she gonna pick the archetype of what a thug should look like. Okay, the Timberlands or the Jordans, and then and then certain sag and the tattoos. They're gonna do that, right? They're gonna look for that. My son plays. I was just at my grandson's birthday party, right? And my son still plays semi-pro basketball player. You can see who they are because they all look alike. Okay, same beard, same hairstyle, same kind of cut of clothes. Okay, you can see them. They're archetypes, right? They're archetypes of the modern ball player, modern athlete. Okay, those are archetypes. I said, will it hurt if you dress like yourself, or you prefer anything but? I don't prefer anything but nerds. Okay, if you're fine, then you have to. That comes in with classifying the women that actually identify with you. Now this is game. Okay, if game is if you just want to be you, okay, that's fine. Okay, this is not about you. Okay, the thing is that, and I want to talk about this. Okay, about this. I want to be me. Okay, let's get out of the way. Let me go. Can I go on like a 2 minute rant about being me? This being me shit. Okay, is it okay? Y'all put a one if y'all want me to go on a fucking rant about it being me shit. Okay, because that's the one thing that pisses me off. Put a one in if y'all want me to go on like 2 3 minute rant about this being me shit. Because I get this all the time. Okay, this being me shit is fucking lazy. That's what it being me is. I'm lazy. That's what it means. I don't want to try any shit new. I don't want to change. I don't want to do anything. I want to stay in my little cubby hole. Okay? It's lazy. It's like I don't want to. I don't want to read. I want to read, but I don't want to do math. I want to do math. I don't want to read. Okay? I don't care. I want to work at Walmart and hang out in the back, or work at a video place and hang out in the back. Right? I'm lazy. That's what it means. I don't want to get in the gym. I don't want to work out. I don't want to better myself. I don't want to try new things. I don't want to become versatile. That's bullshit. Okay. Can I say bullshit? If you want to be lazy and you want to stay in your cubbyhole, then game is not for you because we're not talking to you. If you're happy being in your little cubbyhole, then fine. Okay. Then you shouldn't even be here. My job is not to tell you. My job is not to tell a guy that don't know how to dribble that can I make it to the NBA with no skills? No, you can't. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have a different mindset. Your body's gonna have to change. You're gonna have to transform. Remember the hero's journey? You gotta fucking transform. That's what it's all about. Michael Jordan went in. Michael, as great as Michael Jordan went in, went into the high school and college. Okay, okay. What did Michael Jordan always do? He found out what his fucking weakness was, and he worked on it. So Michael Jordan is as a college player is much different from Michael Jordan 20 years later as a Hall of Famer. Okay, why? Because he always worked on what he was deficient at. He always worked on different skills for different situations. Okay, that's what game is. You know you can't fucking just be you because you're a goddamn nerd, right? You're supposed to be flexible. So if you have perfect game, then you should be able to talk to any woman at any time in her language and approach her the way she's supposed to be approached. She's supposed to be able to fit in any goddamn setting that I put you in. Because if I had you as a coach, you wouldn't be. You can be a nerd, but thing is, you're gonna have to read. You're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to learn female psychology. You're gonna have to learn how to dress differently. You're gonna have to learn how to either if you're gonna go down to the hood, you're gonna have to learn how to fucking fit in. If you want to go upscale to a black tie party, you have to learn how to fit in and attention to detail because you're not stupid. You're not stupid because nerds aren't stupid, they're lazy. And that just being me is lazy. And street dudes do the same shit too. I'm too lazy to learn something different. That's all it is. That's all it is. A nerd can put on a suit. A nerd can learn how to put on cologne. A nerd can spend 3 hours a week in a fucking gym and get his body right. Okay. A nerd can actually eat better and get his skin right. Okay. It's not that hard. The thing is, not be lazy. Get out of your comfort zone. All right. Soapbox over. So can you be you? You can be fucking be you, but you're lazy. That's all it is. Versatility is how you adapt. Okay. Versatility is how you adapt. So being a nerd, there's no excuse for being a fucking nerd, right? Okay, unless you have a physical impediment that you cannot get past, and even somebody with a physical impediment can work on it, right? Most great actors stutter, but they have to speak. So they have to physically learn and retrain their brain to do something. You've done it all your life. When you go to school, basically you can't be the shy little kid in the corner, right? You have to come out of that because you have to learn how to be social. You have to learn how to get along with people. You have to adapt. Human beings, the most adaptable creature on the planet. So you're doing yourself a disservice by saying, "I just want to be there." Bullshit. That's lazy. Just admit if you're gonna be lazy, admit who you are. Anyhow, anyhow, let's okay. Attractiveness. Where was I? Okay, attractiveness is also that. Just what we're talking about, right? That's also it will go along with classification. It'll make more sense when I go to classification. Adapting, learning how to use the archetypes, and it can get even deeper because me and Kevin are going to get deeper. We can get into uh, sense, um, um, sense, clothes, colors, uh, like I said, archetypes, what kind of clothes to wear, right? What kind of shoes to wear, uh, attention to detail, right? That's attractiveness. Whether you're on the street, in the boardroom, uh, or in a black tie event, or even a gala. You're not gonna wear a hoodie in a retro Converse to a goddamn black tie going to the Academy Awards, right? Going to the Oscars. You're not gonna do that. You got to fit in. You got to have black. You got to have the black suit, the black tie, the black bow tie. You got to fit in, right? Got to learn. It's called being flexible. Niche max. And well, the incels, we incels always kind of name something. I don't even give a shit what incels actually do, man. Incels, you know, incels, the ones that have a physical and mental disorders. I feel for them because they can't help it. Most guys are not incels. Most guys are fucking lazy. Okay. Most guys are afraid. Most guys that call themselves incels are afraid. That's all it is. They're afraid. But we'll get to that. Okay. Next. When, when okay, entertaining skills. Okay, that's the next step, right? What women are like, what they call magpies, right? They like shiny things. Okay, they like novelty. Okay, why do you think women like dramas and all these kind of words and stuff like that? Because it evokes emotion, right? That's how come they like reality TV. That's how come when you look at Lifetime, uh, you kind of puke because they're not into logical storylines, right? They're into moments and emotion, right? Can you evoke an emotion? Why do you think Bad Boys were so popular? Okay, why do you think Bad Boys are so popular? It's because they even though they give the woman a dark side rush, okay, it's a novelty, it's entertaining, it's a story. Cops and robbers always were entertained because they have these wonderful stories, right? It's entertaining. Okay. Um, Same thing with you. If you want to be better with women, I'm not saying you have to be perfect. Better with women, you got to be entertaining. Okay. You have to have some kind of stories. Okay. So most people are horrible storytellers. Okay. You have to get better at it. So you have to pay attention to details in your daily life so you can actually come back and tell a story. Just like anything else, right? It's called practice. How do you learn to write? How do you learn to read? Um, if you really want to get good at it, at storytelling, okay, on a personal basis, most of your English is process writing anyway. Okay, why do you think women love process writing? Because they giving you details of what they wore, how hot the sun was that day, or what kind of weather it was, or what color it looked like, and how they felt, all kind of shit. See, that's details, right? Those are emotional details. That's what women want. That's entertaining to them. You telling stories, you telling a joke, all that kind of stuff that's entertaining. I always tell the easiest way for a nerd or an incel, if you want to call it, right, to break out of that and be better with women, other than getting into their anima, which is a deeper work. The quickest way is take go to 6 months and take take a comedy class. Okay, 6 months, just take training. Okay, I forget what they call it. They call it now I forget what they call it. Right, where you add on to. Okay, forget what they call it. That training. If you do that, then you can always be able to t- uh, uh, think on your feet, tell a joke, be funny. If you can get a woman to laugh, a giggle, that's 50% of your battle. She'll sit there and listen to you, no matter what you look like. Okay, if you can sit there and entertain, doesn't matter what you look like. Okay, she'll listen. She might not have sex with you if you're not attractive to her. If you ain't got the first one, then it's hard to get the second one. The thing is, you have a better shot if you're entertaining. Um, I told this story to Rom and his group, right? Because this is when I was working, right? Fat, ugly dude, right? But he had a pretty wife. I said, damn, how does this motherfucker get married, right? I said, he's not attractive, okay? He's not built, you know. He's he's not that swift with his words. I mean, he's okay, he can talk, he's sociable, okay? So how does he get his women, right? So I'm headed out of the building into the parking lot, right? And he's got like 6, 7 people around him, right? And like 4 women around him. So I'm wondering, okay, so how do you attract this crowd? So homeboy is around his car, he pops open the trunk, right? Boom. He's got an acoustic guitar. And I sit there and heard him play, and he starts singing a little bit. Said, Bing, okay, I understand. That's how he gets his women. That's how he got his wife. He can be entertaining. He can entertain. He can keep her attention. He can keep novelty in their life just by sitting there and playing his guitar and singing. Okay, that gives him an edge. If you're entertaining, you have entertaining skills, you can keep her attention, keep novelty going. No matter what it is, some people do it by being nuts. Some people do it by, putting her on the back of a bike and ride 90 miles an hour, right? Or basically doing some hood shit, right? Which is entertaining. And what do you think hoods, well, what do you think most crooks do shit, man? They don't do shit just to make money because most of them don't make money. Okay. It's shit's a rush. It's entertaining. Same thing with a rich guy can give her a lifestyle. Okay, he can fly her out someplace. He can get on a boat or go to a fancy restaurant. That's all that shit is entertainment. Most times you can get better food on the, on a cart in the street. Okay, but it's not about the food, right? It's about the ambiance, it's about the entertainment, it's about her lifestyle. She can take pictures of her Instagram and shit like that. It's entertaining. She has a story to go along with it. That's entertaining, okay? And how you do it is, like I said, again, particular to the woman that you're with. Okay. Why you think guys that can dance, get women? Women that like to dance, it's entertaining. What's your niche? Okay. What skills do you have the ability to actually learn? You might not have rhythm, okay? But thing is, you can take a year out, year and a half out, learn acoustic guitar enough to actually play some chords and sing badly. Shit's entertaining. It just takes a little work. Okay. Your mouthpiece. Why do you think pimps are so good? Because they talk so well, they can actually entertain with their words. Okay. They can get her to laugh, they can get her intrigued, all that stuff. But the thing is, if you don't have that until you get that communication style, right, that pimps had, that Max have, okay, and Max have, you can do the basics. These are basics, right? We're talking about basics, we're not talking mastery, right? Mouthpiece and that kind of stuff. Get into a woman's head, repeating a line. Those are master level skills, right? You can't get those overnight. But simple stuff, simple itty bitty stuff that anybody can do. The word was improv, an improv class, right? An improv class. Anybody can take it. Anybody can get better at it. I know the guy was butt ugly, right? He was shy. He stuttered, but he took an improv class because he wanted to get better at women. Guess what? It worked. Entertaining skills. Okay. Now, let's see how far I can get. The last part of the basics, and this is something that every man struggles with. Not every man, most men struggle with. Okay, 90% of the struggle comes to this last part: resilience, right? Being tough. Okay, how to get rejected and not take it personally. You got to be resilient. Okay, one thing that my buddy told me. And this is, I'm gonna break it down for you. My buddy name was Billy, right? He was the mode one guy before mode one. Mode guy before mode one. A woman, man, don't give me that don't give me that bullshit, man. About a woman, about a woman wants a guy that's better than them. Okay, that's a different classification. It's bullshit. Women want to be fucking entertained. I know a lot of guys that were lesser, that wasn't better than them, didn't have a pot to piss in. A little guy didn't have a pot to piss in and know when to throw it out of. Fuck a guy because he was funny, because he was fun. Okay, because he could do something. A lot of guys got a lot of pussy by entertaining. Don't give me that bullshit, okay? But you'll get a chance to actually put your instinct up, because I want to see the shit, see this that bullshit that people sell, right? About how to train a guy. Okay, these are basics. Okay, now resilience. Okay, how to how to get over being rejected. Okay, one thing that my partner told me. Okay, my partner Billy, and Bill, trust me, Billy lived with his mama. Billy barely had a job. Okay, Billy had no money. Okay, Billy was not attractive, but Billy could. Well, number one, he knew the psychology of women, and number two, he could actually laugh and entertain them. Okay, Billy. So I learned from a master. Trust me. He got eight, nines, and tens with no issue. Okay, and he had no money. He wasn't better than them. Okay, so that's bullshit. Okay, but resilience. Okay, how to take no and not take it personally. How to get turned down and not take it personally, because human beings do not like rejection, right? Because you learn that from your parents. Your parents reject you, you feel bad. Okay, rejection hurts. Rejection does hurt. It's just like the first time you catch an elbow. Okay, in basketball, right? Or the first time when I used to uh, take my nephew out to play football, right? And Pop Warner, right? That first hit fucking hurts. Okay, fucking hurts. I've seen a lot of little kids cry and want to run back up in the stands because because that shit hurts, right? How do you take that hit and get your ass back up and take the next one? Because you're gonna get hit 20 times, 20 times a game. You're gonna get hit and it's gonna hurt. How do you get resilient to it, right? Same thing with rejection, right? How do you take the hit, get up, go to the next chick, take the next hit, and keep going until you finally get success, right? This is the way my partner Billy broke it down to me, right? I said, dude, how you get so many fine women? He said, it's not as hard as people think. Not as hard as people think, right? He said that my his goal, and I've heard this many, many times by dating coaches, right? You wonder why they say this, right? About hollering, right? Adrian can tell you, you got to be a holler monster, right? His goal was holler at 100 women, and he said seven and above. And he said half of them will reject me outright. They won't even talk to me. Okay, 50% when I approach them, they're gonna reject me. He said of that 50%, he said he said 20 are actually gonna sit there and really listen to me. Right? He said I'm gonna get 10 numbers, okay, from him, and I will actually fuck three. So my hit rate's gonna be 3%. He said, but if I hit those numbers every month, and I multiply 3 times 12, what is that? 36. From 36 to 40 women, right? All seven and above. I said, and most guys don't get 47 and aboves in a lifetime, much less in a year. That was his goal. LA makes it easier because we have the numbers, but thing is, that's how he worked it. Basically, working from a 3 to 10% hit rate. If you're a master, you're at 10 and above. If you're a master at it, but most guys have most in the beginning, your hit rate might not be 1%, right? Because you're learning. Thing is, can you get rejected? Deliver your line. His line was really simple, right? My name is Billy. I'm collecting smiles today. Would you like to donate? That was his standard line. He handed them their card. Some guy, women wouldn't take the card, but that was his line. If she rejected it, he tell her, "Have a nice day." He go to the next chick. And I always say the easiest way to learn, get over that intense rejection is do what? Online sales, right? Online sales or phone sales, right? Because your job is to find the one person that will say yes. Find the two or three people that will say yes. You have to hit your numbers. It doesn't matter. Uh, Basically, are you? Do you want to? Do you want to buy aluminum siding for your house? No. Okay. You sure? Sure, I can't change your mind. No. Okay. You know what? Keep me in mind. Have a nice day. Go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one until you get a yes. Okay. A friend of mine, she's very wealthy. She owns probably like $20 million in real estate, right? She says the exact same thing. You know what she says about a no? She says when she gets a no, that means check with me in 6 months. That's her mindset. Okay. A no is never a no. A no doesn't mean anything to her, right? A no means, okay, you're not ready for me right now in her mind. Okay. That's how come she's so successful over 40 years of buying, selling real estate, right? That's how she talks people into things. Why? Because she doesn't have a fear of rejection. Most people get tense and have a fear of rejection. How to get out of that? Just like an athlete, right? Just like a kid um, in football, right? You get hit, you get knocked on your ass, that shit hurts from your head to your toe, okay? And the only way to get over it being hit is what? Go back and get hit in practice, 10, 15, 20 times a day. Okay. How if you in track, right? And you can't run more than a block, okay? If you don't get out there and slowly but surely extend the length that you can run, you'll never be able to run a marathon. Same with thing with training a marathon. It's called consistent practice. You have to do it. You have to get over the pain and get over the discomfort. The discomfort hasn't gone away. When you run, okay, your body will learn how to handle the discomfort. Just like if you get in the phone sales, you learn how to not tense up when somebody tells you no. In fact, after about 6 months, it doesn't mean anything. That's how that's how come your salesmen are actually the best pickup artists. Okay, that's why you're selling the best pickup artists is they don't because they don't tense up with the word no. It's called resilience. Resilience. If I could point out one thing in game that they do not impress enough, right? That they do not impress enough, which is probably the most important factor. Okay, uh, in basketball, I don't care if you're a 7 footer or you're 5'3", right? If you cannot dribble a basketball, you cannot play basketball. You have to learn how to dribble. Those are the basics. You cannot get on the court and play basketball without dribbling. Everybody has to learn how to dribble. Everybody. Everybody has to learn how to dribble. You might not be great at it, but you got to learn how to bounce a basketball. That is one-on-one basics, right? Okay. Learning how to get rejected is basically game 101. Okay. The absolute first basics. How do you take rejection? That is if you don't learn anything about game or anything about acquisition basics 101, don't remember anything else. You have to learn how to take rejection. You have to, because you're gonna hear way more no's than you hear yeses. Okay. And basically if you don't take it personally, I don't care how nuclear rejection is, don't take it personally. Go if you really want to know, keep a journal. Okay, every chick you talk to, what she looked like, what she was dressed like, and the line that you delivered and what she said. Okay, she said no or didn't even look at you. Okay, write that shit down. Remember what you're wearing, and go back and tweak it. And you keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking until you find out who's going to respond to the way you look in your game, in your line, and and basically will give you the yes. But you won't learn that if you take rejection personally. You can't. Billy was the best pickup artist I have ever seen in my fucking life. I have never heard or seen a guy better ever. I've never seen a dude better because Billy had nothing to work with. Okay, he wasn't a stripper. He wasn't handsome. He wasn't tall. Okay, he had no money, but he's the best pickup artist I've ever seen. And guess what he said? He had no fear of rejection. Period. Your best salesmen have no fear of rejection. Okay, they don't tense up, and they get better as they go along. See, we're 45 minutes in. It doesn't matter, timekeeper. It doesn't matter. Okay. Because you keep talking about them. It doesn't matter about them. I'm not talking about them. We're talking about you. Okay. You're if I can't teach if in basketball, if I can't teach you to dribble and shoot, okay, your opponent doesn't matter. What your opponent thinks doesn't fucking matter. Who cares what your opponent thinks? If you can't shoot, you can't shoot. If you can't dribble, you can't dribble. In basketball, if you break down anybody in basketball, the basics are always the basic, right? Okay. And what they tell you, what they tell you in basketball has not changed in 80 years, right? Okay, especially on offense. You find your spot. You find a way to get to your spot in the best position where you're open. Okay, and that's where you shoot from. You're not shooting from all over the court. Very few guys can shoot from all over the fucking court, right? With any kind of accuracy, right? You get to your spot, you work to get to your spot, and then you shoot. Look at Kobe, right? You can almost tell all those moves, those crossovers, and all that spins and fancy stuff like that. You're trying to get to your spot where you can actually score. The opponent doesn't matter. The opponent doesn't matter. When you're in the gym practicing all those shots, your opponent's not with you. You're not working on the opponent. You're working on yourself. But I'm going to. I've given the basics. We'll get into classification tomorrow. Okay, identifying the target group, and then we'll get into refinement. Okay, on Wednesday, and if I feel generous, we'll get into retention. Okay, but retention is different. Okay, most guys may or may not want retention, so we're gonna stop the screen. We're gonna shut that down. We're gonna get people up for questions. Because I want to hear what you guys got to say. Because uh, everybody has all these different ideas. But thing is that you know about this. The first thing I worry, well, what about the women? Fuck the women. It's not about the women. But there's a link. You guys want to come up? Because first thing said, everybody, this, other than approach. Okay, how much of what I talked about is about women? Okay, how much is this lesson about women? Really about women? What is it about? All this lesson was about you. Okay, most dating coaches focus on women. Fuck the women, right? I don't care about them because women, what women like and what they go for, all that kind of shit will change depending on class, depending on culture, depending on location, right? Even depending on the phase of what the economy is doing, it's going to change, right? Okay, um, thugs weren't in when I was young in my 20s. Thugs were not it. Okay, thugs didn't become a it thing till the 90s. Even a thug would get you rejected 90% of the time when I was coming up, right? Thug became the thing in the 90s. Women changed what they liked. Okay. So it's not about the woman. The woman will change. Women will change. The thing is about you. If you want to master the game, the shit about I just want to be me. Then game is not for you. Then you're gonna have to struggle and find a woman that rocks with you. Okay. And I have no problem with that. You have to start speaking and mess up. Yeah. Being funny always works. It does. It- it's just one tactic, and that's universal. That's why I said an improv class, a comedy class, right? One thing a comedy or improv class will teach you to do is actually teach you to think on your feet and be flexible. Okay, because you're in front of audience, you have to be responsive to what your audience, right? Who's your audience? It could be a group of women. It could be one woman. It's your audience, but you have to listen and be flexible. But you know that's once you get past the barrier. If she won't even stop, which is appearance, then you can't. Then being entertaining is not going to work. She's got to at least find you somewhat attractive, or at least at her threshold. Doesn't have to be the finest guy walking, but at her threshold, just like you. A chick could be the best woman in the world. If she's a two, you're not gonna fuck her, right? There's no possibility of her fucking. Probably won't even talk to her. Why? Because she's below your threshold. So if that's how you roll, women roll the same way. Okay, these are just basics. They can change with the weather. So it's not about them. These are skills and methods can apply it applies more than just thing because the stuff is universal. Okay. And the stuff they can tell you that's universal. It's that's how come when Kevin came in, right? That's why I brought and I didn't bring Kevin in for the majority guys, right? Majority guys probably could if they use what Kevin said, they'd be more successful. But things most guys were rejected because that was not what was important to them. That wasn't their daily life. But the guys that are corporate, guys that are educated with a bachelor's or better, they needed Kevin, right? How to fit the archetype, how to be refined, how to get the attraction stuff going, right? Not just necessarily for women, but also your boss, the boardroom, your customers, right? There's an appearance that you have to have. If you're going to sell something to somebody, there's an appearance that you have to have, right? You can't look like a bum pushing a shopping cart. You have to have a certain appearance to actually uh, get a job or get a promotion or whatever. You have to look the part, right? It's called an archetype. Will change yourself and the women will come. The thing is, you have to. The thing is, it change yourself and the women will come is manifestation, right? Okay, which is true. But the thing is, how do you change yourself? What steps do you use? And these are just basics. We haven't got into the higher realms of game, right? We just in these are just the simple basics. If you just use the basics alone, right, you'll be successful. Just the basics, okay? Just the basics. You just use the basic game, the basic strategies, and just use that alone and actually work it, and maximize it. You'll be successful with women and a bunch of other things, right? I think my friend she was telling me about a story, right? And like I said, she buys and sells real estate, right? She's with a friend that does the same thing, okay? And and there's a technique how they get phone numbers, right, from customers, right? And the waitress was cute, and the waitress it gave her a tip, and he got her phone number by using a sales technique. That's how he got her phone number. The exact same technique, the exact same archetype, the exact same kind of way the mind works. Okay, dating is 90% mental. Okay, 90%. It's 80% unconscious. How do you tap into the unconscious? How do you actively tap into the unconscious to actually get a result? That's not. It's a struggle. The retention is different from acquisition. Okay, like anything in sales, man. Okay, if you get rejected 100% of the time, and that means you're not in the right place or the right market. Okay, then you need to find your target audience. So if you try to chase eight, nines, and tens, okay, and you get rejected 100% of the time, that means you need to lower your standard, right? You start off slower. You need to go 4, 5, and 6, which is the common woman, which there's a lot more of. And start and learn and practice. You can't start off at the MBA level. You have to start off at the park level and work your way up. Everybody wants to start at the MBA level. Okay, you ain't ready yet. I mean, it's all esoteric in a sense. We'll get into that later, or we could get into that later. We actually really went over that last week about esoteric. My uncle took improv. Okay, he took improv. How did it work for him? I always had it when I don't care, but when I do care, I struggle. Okay, because you focus in on uh, mental ability instead of technique. Okay, work on your technique. It's a formula. Work on your technique. If you black line, if you just do what I told you to do in that, right? Just in those three things, right? In those three things, if you- if if you take an improv class or a comedy class and you basically uh, go after your, you know, you holler at 100 women a month, you'll get better. You have to get better. Okay, you got to learn, unless you just bone bone dead stupid, right? You have to get better. You have to get. You're gonna get a hit because it's not about caring. People want to make this shit emotional. Who is off 6 foot plus? They don't know what the fuck.
Woo! What's up, BGS? Can you hear me?
I got you.
Woo! Nah, I'm not an expert when it comes to getting or attracting women,
Oh,
but
you in a whole profession anyway. So
I don't have to wear a uniform for a woman to bat her eyes over my way.
yeah, but
So,
the uniform comes with extra perks, does it not? So
uh,
even a guy that's not you can get a woman if you wearing that uniform, the gun in that badge.
I've seen some cops who couldn't get one if they tried, but I'll say I've
They
seen
couldn't
some
get they
guys.
couldn't get they couldn't get the ones that they want, but they got offers. Every
Yeah,
cop
no,
gets an offer.
no, they couldn't. I mean, when you look like a total shitbag,
Yeah.
you become woman repellent, and so
Even the shit
I've
bag,
seen it.
even the shit
I'll,
bags get approached. Okay,
I'll
it,
say,
it,
it's a
it might
damn
not
shame.
it might not want the woman to get approached by, but they'll.
I'll say this because I've seen different comments. Like, it's a damn shame grown ass men don't understand how to get women and how to attract women. First and foremost, women always like a man who has skills that she admires or want to have.
Yeah, but
And I'm
Charles,
like,
that's true. But thing is, that's retention. Okay,
mhm.
most women want to be fucking entertained. Okay.
Yeah, that's true, but if you're it's but that's part of the entertainment part. Because if you're actually smart and she's looking to be smart, guess what? She's going to be entertained by your intellect.
Yeah, she could be
I mean,
entertained.
but at the first part, this is where me and Complex Design disagree. I never believe in the sapiosexual because if that was true, you would see a lot of bad bitches with fucking physical.
Exactly, and exactly that's where the target market comes in, right?
Mhm.
Okay, you know,
Because that whole sapiosexual.
yeah, a dumb chick is not going to be excited by your mind. Trust and
No,
believe.
and you got to realize it. See, when you're talking about a sapiosexual and you're talking about a bad chick, number one, the higher you see in degrees, the less attractive the women get.
Yeah,
And
yeah, that's true.
and it's very rare you're going to see an 8, 9, or 10 with a PhD. So let's
And
get that shit.
if you do, she's married to a millionaire, probably.
She's married to a millionaire.
Yeah,
She's not available.
yeah,
She's sold. She's like boardwalk. You paying a heavy toll for that motherfucker just to land there. And a lot of times when we look at this shit, guys don't understand a few rules. Like, you're right. If you get a chick to laugh, you're 50% there. Why?
mm,
Because all you got to do is make a female feel comfortable.
you feel comfortable or feel
If a
good. Yeah,
female feels comfortable, you
yeah.
make her feel good. Think about it. I'll give you a perfect example. BlurCon. Everybody sees me with my bottles of liquor, shut up, BGS, my cigars, and a speaker full of music. If you're playing good music and you got nice drinks, so this chick, you would have loved her. She was dark. I mean, dark, beautiful complexion. Thick.
Want to be mystic? Okay. Talk about the performance in the bedroom. Number one, okay. Yeah, and there's a difference between a 7 footer and a dude that's 5'3", right? So a technique that a 7 footer uses to play basketball, because the game's gonna be easier, is gonna be different than technique I have to teach a guy that's 5'3". Okay.
I'm gonna give it to you this way, right?
Uh huh.
And this is being a coach in wrestling.
Yeah.
I gotta train a lightweight different than I gotta train a heavyweight. You know
Yeah.
why? Difference in size and weight. Some moves are not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's why we were so successful because most wrestling schools of thought when coaching, if the first two people to three people do a side headlock, guess what the team most likely going to try to do? A side headlock. You couldn't do
Yeah.
that for my team because I made sure they wrestled differently according to their
It's a
intelligence, according to their strength, their speed,
yeah.
their
Yeah.
flexibility,
Yeah.
and it's and going back into that when you got people comfortable.
Yeah.
And you could play different types of music. You can have conversations. You could speak about. That's the reason why on my channel I speak about being multifaceted. And you're right. How many years have I said that a lot of niggas who say I like being a nerd, they're
Yeah.
lazy as
They're,
shit.
they're lazy as shit. But let me answer this question for him. Performance in the bedroom. Thing is that how do you get over the fear? You have to practice, motherfucker. Okay. And the thing is, you have to do weird shit, right? Okay. I'm gonna be blunt. Okay. If you really want to know, okay. Number one, get the book, the Multi-Orgasmic Male, okay, by Montague Chia. It's probably in PDF form by now, but the thing is, it's probably like a buck or two on Amazon because it's been around so long, right? There's techniques about semen retention, right? How not to bust off, right? Okay. Second thing is invest in. I think it's called not a flesh. What do they call that? That thing with the tube?
Flashlight,
A fleshlight.
flashlight.
A
I don't know
fleshlight.
what it is though, but
Yeah, when you seen the commercials, right? Okay,
I'm
get
joking.
you get you a flashlight, get you some lube, get you that book, and practice. Okay, and get you some porn, your favorite porn. Okay, and practice. Okay, if you practice that, by the time you get with a chick, or you go through a couple of chicks, right? Then you won't have the fear of performance anxiety. How
I
do you
mean,
get over? How do you get over performance in sports, right? You don't throw a
you
kid out
perform.
there. You
You
don't get a
perform.
you don't get a kid out there at his first game and throw him out there. He's gonna get scared. You know what the fuck to do. That all that stuff has to be done in practice, right? Same thing with NBA players, right? You got 20,000 people looking at you, screaming and hollering, right? It's the fourth quarter, and you're the only one open, right? Okay, how do you hit the shot? If you haven't practiced that shot like 1,000 times a day in the gym, you're not gonna hit that shot. You don't have no confidence in that shot, right? If you practice it, you have confidence in your shot. Same thing with your penis, right? If you practice with that motherfucker till you got the shit down to a science, when you get to a chick, it's not gonna be anything because most chicks can't fuck. Okay, most of them can't.
Most
They don't
chicks are
know.
surfboarding.
Most people
Hey, let
surfboard.
me stop.
The thing is, it's not about the woman. It's about you.
Let-
Okay.
Let's let's
Remember
let's
this.
be real honest. Let's be real honest and blunt.
Mm.
A lot of you niggas, even though y'all do it anyway, you need to fuck with less attractive women. You're
Yeah,
gonna get a much higher percentage. You're
and you're
gonna
gonna get
be
more.
able to. You're gonna
Yeah,
be able to, up your game up because all the little tricks you learn are gonna be with less attractive women. You know
yeah,
why good? You know why big girls give good head because they have to.
yeah. They have to.
You know, ugly girls they
And
have to. So
you,
you're gonna learn more stuff. You got to get out there and you got to get your sparring partners, and that's what
and,
I call them.
in other words, we used to say this back in the day, man, was coming up, right? It's like baseball, right? Okay. When they draft you, they don't start you at the big leagues. They start you at single A, okay, with the kids. They move you up to double A, move up to triple A, and when you're ready, they move you up to the big leagues, right? Don't start with eight, nines, and tens. Like you said, start with four, five, and sixes, right? Called
Mhm.
practice. Okay, it's intentional. I'm trying to teach you intentional practice. Take the emotion out of it. Okay, give you
What about?
give give you a
He gonna have his most
technique.
fun with it.
Give you the
Oh, go ahead.
technique. Take the emotion out of it and actually apply it like a science. Apply it like you're an athlete. Okay, if you Charles will tell you, you're not gonna come out and bench press with him. But Charles bench press is 450 pounds. You can't. You won't be able to get under the weight or lift the weight off the bar. When you first start. You got to start with you got to start with the 105 like everybody else, okay, and work your way up. You got to start low and work yourself high. You're not gonna start off
You can't tell
swinging.
these niggas that because they all want the beautiful girl, but they think they supposed to live. See, here's the problem. You know who really bought and sold the Cinderella stories is niggas. And a lot of niggas bought that. Well, a lot of niggas don't want to go to the reality. Most chicks are gonna, if they even love you, they're gonna love you for what you can do, but not who you are. And I made my peace with that.
Yeah,
So once you realize, look, take your emotions. Men have the ability to take their emotions out of sex. It takes a woman something very traumatic to do that. So a lot of niggas really need to just say, you know what? I'm just gonna get these fours or fives, bang their brains out, practice with them, get them to do all the nasty shit so you build up an immunity to it. So when you
Yeah.
get to more attractive women trying to throw the same thing, you just be like, all I feel is pity.
And yeah, because you have mastered the skill. You have mastered the skill. Anybody else want to jump in?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, listen, it's like this, man. I think Chris Costa said it one time. I was watching the video. He said amateurs practice until they get it right, but professionals train until they can't get it wrong.
Yes.
So again, a lot of it, man. Once you get to that point, you going through the numbers and stuff like that. Most of it becomes muscle memory because you understand what your body does at that point.
Yeah.
The better you know your body, the less time you got to focus on you. You can more so focus on learning your way around her specific body type.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, and as much, there's variation with women, but guess what? Ain't that much variation with women. Okay,
it really ain't.
it
And
ain't
the other
really
thing
ain't.
I was gonna say, real quick, I'm gonna land the plane on this. Is just
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now, some of the best fun you probably gonna have is with fours, fives, and sixes because
Yeah,
they trying to compete with eights, nines, and tens. So
yeah.
they're gonna be willing to do more and willing to try more, which means
hmm
you just gonna get your XP up or
And,
sex P, just because I'm corny, but
and
you get
and
that up, no problem.
and for and
But
for and for less cost. Okay,
yep, that's true.
and for less cost. Okay.
You
Anybody else
know,
want to jump? Go ahead.
it's
I would
fucked up.
like
You
to
could tell
add,
she's ugly. You could tell she's ugly if she always bend over. I know, I know, I know.
Yeah, but that's why guy asked me about datings. I said always not where your top is, where your ceiling is. Where's your floor? What's the
yeah,
least attractive woman that you can accept? That's where you start.
how low can you go like a limbo?
How low you can go. You have to start. You have to start at the beginning. And some people
Yeah,
physically cannot date a 3 or a 2. Okay, if you
yeah,
can't, okay, I understand it. So you have to go where your floor is. Where's your floor? Okay, you
yep.
start with your floor and then
And
work your way up.
and on top of that,
You're gonna experience erectile dysfunction if you try to force yourself to,
I don't. Oh, you
hook up
won't.
for.
Well, huh? So what?
I said is like, some chicks, even if you wanted to fuck her, your body might say, I ain't doing it.
Well, that's why I ask a guy where his floor is. You know, and
Yeah,
guys,
exactly.
some guys don't know because they've been focusing on the top end, the 8, 9s, and 10s,
Mhm.
the ones that they can't get right. They focus on them instead of focusing on where where's the average everyday woman that I can actually hook up with
Yeah.
and start there. Anybody else want to
Yeah,
jump in?
especially, yeah. But I wanted to say I was
Go
like,
ahead.
let's not leave out a couple of things like protection is going to be important.
Protection.
You
I'm
got to
sorry.
use, you got to
Uh,
wrap it up,
with that
wrap
that
it.
with that is not okay. That's sex. That's not part of the game. Okay, that's
Oh,
not even what we're talking about today. Okay, we're not
oh,
going all
okay.
into those details. Those are
Yes,
basics
sir.
that everybody should know. Okay, these
and
these
I
are
use
these are these are mental things or mental exercises that get you out, get you started, right? Because
All right.
if you can't get her in the bed, then all that other shit doesn't matter. Okay, this is about attracting women, right? It's about games. It's about
Mhm.
getting you into a space to where you can get a technique down, to where you can get repeatability, and actually attract women. These are the basics. Okay, these are very
Absolutely.
and these basics, because I've like I said, the best pickup artist I ever met, you know, was not attractive, was not tall, was not rich. Okay, but the thing is, his technique, and every pickup, every dating coach, pickup artist that I've ever heard from then on always reflect the same thing, the same basics that he talks about, right? Okay, and
Mhm.
like I said, the biggest, the absolute most important part that I've ever heard, from anybody. What most dating coaches don't emphasize most is learning how to be rejected, which is the
Learn how to
toughest
take
thing
a
for
rejection.
how to take a no.
Learn how to
And
take it. Take
most
it out.
human beings are not. People think that it's natural for you to get rejected. It's not natural, right? It's a very dedicated, hard skill to learn how to take a no. Okay, the good ones do. Some people are born they don't give a fuck, right? Like my friend. That's why she was such a good salesman, right? It didn't bother her to get
yep.
rejected. She didn't care.
She didn't take care. She didn't take. And then some
She
people are just,
Most 99% of people do not like to fucking get. You have to learn how to get over that
no.
shit. That's why
Yeah.
that's why I put it last in the basic. You gotta learn to get over it. If you're shy and you don't know how to talk, you can't deliver a line because you're afraid of getting rejected. That's the come you don't approach.
Yeah.
Go. intentionally go take online sales. They'll hire anybody, right? They'll give you a script, they give you a number, and you're gonna hear a whole lot of freaking no's, okay? And you can start to get immune to it. And then when you go out and approach a woman, that stuff will carry over into your real life. No, bitch, I hear a no 150 times a day. So your no doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Yep.
just a technique. Okay. Anyway, anybody else?
Yeah, I can go real quick.
Oh,
Just something I was gonna say, man. One of the
Go ahead.
biggest things you can do when you come in, like going into a situation like that. Also,
Mhm.
you already said what I was gonna say about sales. So it's like, yeah, dude, if you got that big of a problem, take sales.
Yeah.
Dude, I've had a career in sales, customer service, technical
Yeah.
support, cold
Yeah.
calling, things like that, where you
Yeah.
got to approach. So going up to a girl after that, you really are like, ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, the other thing I was gonna say about dealing with like your floor is where you can practice your shit.
Yeah.
Because at least then you can say some corny off the wall shit, and she either gonna like, or she gonna like, boy, you so crazy, you stupid.
Yeah.
And if she say that, you halfway there.
Well, the thing is with a with a woman that will accept you. Guess what? You have to. Just like anything else, you got to get your reps in, right? In other words,
absolutely.
in basketball, you have to get your shots up. Basically, Marcus can tell he's a photographer. When you're not around, you got to push so many frames through your camera every day, because that's your art. Those are your reps. Okay, going out with your camera, take a picture of the fucking sidewalk, cracks in the sidewalk, and make them look interesting, right? Those are your reps. Okay, taking your still lifes and light them, right? Light your room. Okay, those are your reps. You got to get your reps in. So by the time you get in front of a model, it's no big deal because you've done it 1,000 times already. Got to get your reps in.
And think of it like that.
Yeah, got to get your reps in.
Check this out. My
Go ahead.
question, since you started this stream, right?
Yeah.
I got a phone call, and then I got off the phone call, so I missed a good chunk, right?
Okay.
My question is, right?
Mhm.
What was the biggest, like, when you were going through your bullet points? What was the pushback that you got? Because I missed some of the pushback.
Oh, okay. I was talking about appearance, right? I was talking about being attractive, right? And I was going through being attractive, and being attractive is different depending on what group of women that you're talking about, right? Because
I was there for that. I was there for that.
Okay. And one guy, he says, what about just being yourself, right?
Yeah, being yourself.
Being yourself, because I'm a nerd, right? I said that's when I went off my rant. I said that's called being lazy.
Yeah, I heard all of that.
Yeah. But he said, I'm a nerd. What about just being yourself? Okay. I said, that's fine, but it's called being lazy. Okay. And if you just want to be yourself, then this is the wrong video for you, because I'm not talking to you. You're cool with yourself. If you got your girl or a group of girls and you're a nerd and you're fine, you don't need game. Okay. Because game is about being flexible. Game's about going out and hunting or trapping or whatever style you have, right? You don't need it. Okay. Then this is not for you.
So, I mean, was that it? There was no other pushback.
But the reason I focus on that, because I hear this shit all the time, right?
Right.
How come I can't just be myself?
Right.
Because being yourself is not improving yourself, not being a better version of yourself, right? You're supposed to improve and get better. I gave the thing about Michael Jordan, right? Best player in the world. Okay, he came out probably one of the best players in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was he comfortable? No, he always improved. Okay, if I get in this position, what can I do, right? If I have to back down a center, can I back him? How do I back him down, right? If I'm in a corner, okay, how do I go to the baseline? In other words, I have to practice stuff that I'm weak at.
So, all right. So this is what I'm gonna say in reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard that a great deal myself. I want to be me and this and that. I don't want to change.
Yeah.
These are the same guys that say they want the women to lose weight or do this or do this or do this, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, I mean, I don't know about now, but to once upon a time, a greater degree of women understood that, right? That in order to attract the man she wants, they look at the women that man is attracted to or tends to be attracted to,
right.
and they do things to affect that they attract those
They
men.
you working with it every fucking day, man, because that's your gig, right? Okay.
Right.
You work archetypes every day, right? Okay. I'm looking at what's hot, what the guys are going for. I'm trying to fit that girl and that look into what guys want. That's
Right.
what sells, right?
Now,
It's an archetype. Go ahead.
now outside of, the business or industry
Right.
that I'm in, I mean, even in my personal coming up, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like women and learning women and,
Yeah.
understanding women has always been a big thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As far as that rejection thing, there was, for all, I don't know who's in here that's from New York. Right,
Yeah.
you have a store in New York called VIM. They sell sneakers and
Yeah.
jeans, other nonsense. I used to work there, late teens, early 20s, and they put me at the bag check. And that day, I made it a point to ask every woman that walked in that store for her phone number.
Yeah.
This was deliberate.
Yeah.
Okay. I discussed this in the video before, but every woman that walked in there, I didn't care what she looked like. Right?
Yeah.
Asked for a phone number. Now, of course, I knew some of them were going to say no.
Yeah.
Right? But that was to get me past the, the rejection thing. Like that,
Yeah.
I hear
Yep.
so many guys talk about, oh, I'm being rejected.
Yeah.
And there's no woman that I can't approach. I don't care
Yeah.
who she.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To this day, and that's something that, like, even with with my boys that I hung out with, like, they couldn't approach women because they never went that route to get over or get past being told no.
Yeah.
So that, and this is, again, before any industry or any, any of that stuff. Like, this is, I'm much younger and I put myself through that. This was the, to get past that. So that was one of the first things I did, when it came to, my dealings with women, is to get over, being fearful of the cold approach. Right. And this was, like I
Yeah.
said, late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to get past that. I didn't want to care who I was approaching. And I did get numbers.
Yeah.
And a lot of them I didn't call.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't the point.
No, it was about getting reps in.
Right. Exactly. It was about, hey, how you doing, this and that. And I don't remember what I said to these women. I don't remember if it was smooth or any of that.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But the whole point was exactly what I'm saying. So that's one thing. As far as, your physical appearance, like, it definitely matters, right? Now, there was a point in my life, like, I've always been into fitness, but there was a point in my life, like, I wasn't, like, regularly in the gym or whatever. But the fitness, like, as far as, how I look like now and things like that, that came later. Like, I remember a point in my life where I was not in the gym, not fit, not lifting weights and anything like that, but I had already mastered the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was bagging grown women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about in their 30s. I'm like early 20s, and I'm getting women that are in their 30s
Mm-hmm.
with jobs and things like this. They're spending money and all this other nonsense. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, your approach, your demeanor means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Your demeanor, your confidence and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, your physical appearance and all this stuff is important. And as I learned all those things and applied all those other things,
Mm-hmm.
so women get different.
Yeah.
They get different.
They get different because you attracted a different group. Yeah.
Right. So, like, high school, close to graduating high school, you start you smashing whoever, like you said, get reps in. They ain't got to be the baddest chick. She ain't got to be the cheerleader, nothing like that. Like,
Right.
you got, sad to say, you gotta smash something just to get through the season before. Right.
Because a lot of guys take who they smash personally, right? If you in this to actually apply these kind of skills, okay, you take it personally,
And
Don't take it personal.
I had one bad chick
Mm-hmm.
in high school. I didn't hold her very long, but I had her, but I didn't keep her very long.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the things that you go through all of this stuff, and over the years and years and years, and you know, like you said earlier, female psychology, because you're talking to different women, and you sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You say something crazy, see how that go, and you say something, and then again, you different types, and you know, you come at different ways, different approaches, and you do it so many times. And when I say deliberate practice, when I say that, like anything else, like photography, or like, you know, sports, or like anything else, and I try to tell guys this stuff, like, you know, approaching women, dealing with women, learning women is like any other skill.
Yeah.
You expose yourself to it. You got, first thing, you got to get over that rejection. You got to get over that, because then you can do the frequency to the point where you can sense a pattern of behavior in different types of, because like, okay, they like archetypes with us, but there are female archetypes, there are female types. So you start to put different women in different boxes, and you talk to a woman for a few minutes, and you kind of start to fill out which one she is.
The pattern will show up in your mind, who she is and what she's about.
Right. You realize that, and then that's when you know what your approach is.
Yeah.
Right. And it works.
It works. And I mean, the thing is, what I'm trying to do is simplify it, because a lot of dating coaches make it frame and all this shit like that, and it's way too complex. Yeah. I'm trying just, you know, the skills are complex, yes, but the thing is, how do you simplify it? How do you actually simplify it so the average guy can actually learn this and find his skills and actually be able to improve himself, right? Like, how many dating coaches tell you actually go take a sales job?
None, because they bank on your insecurities.
Yeah.
Because a lot of more oftentimes they're con artists. They're trying to fleece you out of your money because they're banking on your insecurities and trying to give you.
And what is your biggest, as far as pickup is concerned, what is your biggest enemy, right? Fear. How do you get over it?
Fear.
Okay. If you can't approach a woman, okay, a woman might be digging you. If you can't approach her, you never get her, right? Because you think, well, she's never gonna talk to me and she's gonna reject me. What she rejects if she says no? How do you get over it? That's why I say resilience is the biggest factor in game. The number one thing that guys struggle with is taking the word no and not taking it personally. That's the number one thing. That's why I ended with that. If you don't remember anything else, Marcus just told you the exact same thing that I just told you, right? You have to get over the fear of being. Now, what's the difference between Marcus and his buddies? Is because Marcus is not afraid of a no. It's the only difference. Okay.
I mean, in my case, if I
go ahead, real quick.
In my case, you know, it's been like a little hard for me because you know what my head issues are. So rejection is kind of debilitating for me. But I've learned how to take the piss out of it, because I like it, because I can be very because I'm purposely offensive, or I can get very sarcastic with it. But
you gotta tell a joke, you know. So
I tell jokes. I say offensive things by nature, or I say things because that's how I get in. But
that's personal to you. That's not the average person, though.
Sometimes that works.
Well, yeah, that works. But then again, in my case, because you know I'm not in the predominantly black areas. I'm in a predominantly white area, and what attracted most people was the fact that, like, you know, I had my hair grown out for a while, so people were like drawn to me by that.
That's called number one. It's called what? Attraction, right?
Attraction. Because they were intrigued by what the hell is this.
In other words,
a lot of times y'all need to worry about. You don't need to worry about what brings her to the dance. You just make sure she comes.
Why you grow his hair out like that? It's because it attracts women. That's called an archetype, right? Go back to what part of the stuff that I just said wasn't that I didn't cover in the basics?
No, you covered everything, sir. What I'm just saying is, like, I'm explaining my situation.
Okay.
And see for some nuance, sir.
Well, the thing is, basically,
because me personally, you know,
we're not into nuance because these are the basics. There's no nuance in basics. Okay. I mean,
okay.
I gotta. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it back up. Okay, let me pull it back up. Okay, because I showed you before, right? I showed you the.
Oh, I think I came in a little late, so I didn't see it.
Let me go ahead. Let me pull it back up. Okay.
Okay.
because the whole seminar, those are his first 3 bullet points of the seminar. Okay.
Okay.
Let me pull it back up and show you. Okay, because we're not in the nuance. These are the basics. Okay.
Oh, my mistake then. I stand corrected.
Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Present screen. Window.
Oh man.
All right. See this? Basics, acquisition phase, attractive, appearance, entertaining skills, classification, identifying target group, target environment, discerning types of personalities, refinement, perfecting your style, showing up your weaknesses, and practice, right? Retention phase, okay? Identify, friends with benefits, girlfriend, wife, qualify, okay? What purpose does she fill? What spot do you have for her? Is she down for the agenda that you have? Assimilate, integrating her into your life, right? Esoteric inner work, understanding yourself as a man, having a mission and a purpose, understanding and integrating your psyche, understanding a woman, accepting her woman for who they are versus what you've been taught. Listen to your animal, understanding women's nature, what you think, right? That's how esoteric is that, sir?
Very esoteric.
Very esoteric. Okay, we haven't got to the
Into the point.
we had the nuance, right? All this stuff is
All
covered.
right.
Okay, and we can get deeper into,
All
but
right.
things we're not getting into nuance. Not getting into the personal nuance shit, right? Okay. The first
My
thing you said,
apologies, sir.
you attracted women when you grew your hair out. What is that? Attractive appearance.
It's attraction.
Right?
Me,
Yeah.
I grew my hair out for my own purposes, but it drew them. And then when they came,
Okay.
yes, it drew them.
And then when you tell jokes, okay, around women, it's called what? Entertaining skills, right? Okay. And
skills.
And your problem is this, right? Resilience, right? How to take a no.
Oh, I took playing those, but I get your point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially my consider, because, you know, for me, the resilience came in the form of deportation.
Okay.
So fear of deportation, that was my biggest fear. So I knew I got to learn how to take a joke, how to take a no.
Okay. Well, if you learn how to take a no, then women shouldn't be a problem. Go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bounce in like 10 minutes. We're good.
If you approach enough women,
you'll
be surprised at who gives you their number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I used to approach all these women, you know. I remember I approached this girl at the DMV, right? I went there to get a license. So I forget what I was there for. I approached a girl at the DMV. This was a woman who, again, was maybe 10 or 12 years older than me. I didn't know it at the time, but I didn't care. This is somebody that, and she was bad. And this was somebody that I ended up dealing with for years after this, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gets to the point where you're more bothered by not approaching a female because you're thinking about what it could have been rather than a rejection. So for me, it became, let me holler at her to see if I could bag her. If she rejects me, now I know. You understand? As opposed to if I thought like, damn, like you see a female, you want to holler at her, you don't. And then all day, for the rest of the day, you're thinking, damn, what if I hollered at her and she gave me the number?
Oh, regret, you mean?
Right. For me, that's a bigger problem than the rejection.
Oh, big time. Because because then you're going, because you start doing all these mental gymnastics. You're trying to think of, this is why. You remember the R&B singer Case back in the 2000s?
Yeah, I remember.
Yep. Yeah, remember he had a song with Uncle Charlie called "No Regrets."
I had that whole album. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's my favorite song because remember, because they were singing about, you know, no regrets and everything. But if you guys remember Patrice O'Neal.
Okay.
Okay. Dante Nero had this different approach. He said, every day learn to lay the 5 bricks. Basically, you
holler at 5 chicks, yeah.
With no intention of getting the number. You're just interacting with them and being nice with it. That's been helpful for me.
Getting your reps in. That's all.
Yeah, Get your reps in, like you said, basically.
I mean, not only that, it's that the more chicks you speak to, the more you just look at them as everyday people.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You take the spontaneity out of it. Like, she's cute, but no, she bad. Okay, she cool. It's like working with a chick who's like being a cop. You work with beautiful women, and people be like, "Oh, you ain't trying to talk to that who her?" Because you see every day.
You see it every freaking day. Like I see too many blondes every freaking day.
The surprise is out. Like, okay.
What I find is terrible is like everything that I'm telling you guys.
Yeah.
Did early.
Yeah.
Did early, right? A lot of guys are still dealing with this late in their lives.
That's shameful.
Right, late in their lives, and you know,
if you don't learn the skill, guess what's going to happen late in life? You never learn the skill.
It's going to atrophy.
It's game is not a natural progression. It's not normal. Okay. It's not normal to progress that to actually approach women. That's not normal. Okay. Growing up in a small town, you get to know the woman all your life, that's normal, right? Approaching and cold approaching a woman is not normal. It's a skill that has to be learned and mastered. Okay. Stop thinking that you're defective, right? It's a skill just like anything else. Okay. Take the emotion and fear out of it. It's a skill. Look at it as a skill and not just a natural progression, right? It's a skill. Okay.
That is easier for some because it's easier to sell a Benz than to sell like a Honda Accord, right?
Of course, yeah.
Right. But if you have it, but it's like you said, sales, right? And it's really sales. I mean, you got guys who can sell anything.
Yes.
Because you're not really selling the thing, you're selling you.
Selling you, yeah.
Right. So the approach is everything. And you said earlier, I think you said, mentioned earlier, like, girls want to be entertained. And
yes.
This is fact. I mean, I always tell people, I said, Cyndi Lauper, girls just want to have fun.
Yes.
I remember that song.
They want to be with the fun dude.
Somebody call me the mean Paw.
A little bit because
BGS, aka the mean Paw. Come on.
Yeah, that's okay. No, he means it in a loving way. I know what he means.
It's easy to sell that basic car because that's what niggas really feel as though what they get. I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
I asked my homeboy, and he says, "Yeah, I love big girls." I said, "Nigga, if you had $5 million in your pocket, would you date big girls?" He like, "No." So stop bullshit.
That's called attrition. That's called attrition.
No. Basically, okay. That's also called lazy.
It's called lazy. And going and seeking the
low hanging fruit.
Low hanging fruit. Which is okay if you're good with it. That's fine.
Why my homeboy. I said that's why I knew what it was before he even said it because I look at him and I tell people look at your friends very very well and you'll see where you fit in the dating market. If your friends pick up big girls a lot, most men are not attracted to that. You have to force yourself to be attracted to that. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care what you think. Most men have to be forced themselves to be attracted to that.
But they settle. They settle.
Settle. Settle is probably the worst word. But the thing,
or in some cases, the designated grenade jumper.
Some guys have to settle because they can't do better, right? Most guys settle because they're lazy. Okay, they're lazy.
BGS, I got a question.
Go ahead.
Have I always cheated then? Because I always look at. I treat women good, you know what I'm saying? So I make jokes, previously about tricking. But usually, like, if I know girls that I'm cool with are going somewhere, I treat them nice and other women see the shit. So they think I'm a nice person. So I use women.
Well, that's a technique. It's called proofing, right? In other words, guys do that all the time, right? Say you go to a bar or restaurant all the time, right? And most of the chicks are like 4, 5, and 6. You take an 8, 9, or 10, even if she's just a friend a couple times, right? It's called proofing. I forget what the term is in pickup. Okay, but thing is,
I tend to do that a lot.
They associate you with a better looking woman, right? So they'll bring their price down because they're trying to compare themselves to her. So it said, okay, I'm like 50% of her, so I'm only going to charge him 50%. It's actually easier. A lot of guys actually do that. It's very actually. I said
That's what I do.
that's why I
It's,
said being in friend zone by 8, 9, or 10. If she's gonna do that, make her work for you, right? So in other
well,
words, like,
it's not even a real friend zone though. It's like somebody you cool with that you're not gonna work to want to get, but when you if you know she's going out somewhere, you just pop up. She's gonna hug you, treat you nice, and you know treat her nice. And you might
and,
buy her a drink. You know,
in other
yeah,
words, you're not fucking her. That's her friend, right?
yeah, yeah,
But she's not especially
yeah,
interested in you. She's friend zoned you. Okay.
yeah. But I
Okay.
do it on purpose though.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen to me, right? Listen to me. It's called proofing. I know you do it on
Yeah,
purpose. It's a very technique. You know, I forget what they call it, what the pickup artists call it. But thing is proof of concept. If they associate you with a better looking woman, so
yes,
you become more attractive to them because they said, oh, he can pull her, even though they don't know that you guys are just friends. They don't know. Okay.
They
then
yeah,
don't
then
know because
then
it's operating
then
such
then
says.
then I can't be as obstinate to him because he's proved that he can actually pull a better looking woman than me. Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
Because
so
I used to live off that shit.
yeah, most guys don't do it because most guys actually want to screw the 8, 9, or 10 instead of using her for what she's good for.
Yeah, that's my game has always been surrounded around that. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because if she says I'm cool, her friends gonna holler at me every
yeah.
single time.
Yeah,
One of them are random girls within the space.
they call it social proofing, right? If
Yeah,
you rent a Ferrari for a month and you roll up in a Ferrari, you know, what I mean, if you roll up in a Ferrari, which is social proofing, right? In other words, they associate you with wealth, so they're gonna be more attracted
mhm,
to you. They do this all the time, right? A dude that couldn't get a chick's number, okay, and she turned him slightly turned him down. He chirps a Ferrari or chirps a high end car and gets in. That's social proofing. Then all of a sudden she's
yeah,
attracted because she
Well,
attached.
Hell yeah.
she's
She
in.
go ahead.
I'd say interested, not attracted. She's interested. You understand what I'm
Well,
yeah.
saying?
okay. It's the same thing with sales, man. Why do you think they use a half naked girl to sell a car? Because
No, I
it,
get it. I'm
yeah,
just saying the difference between being interested because of the things that a guy comes with, other than like finding a
yeah,
guy desirable. You
and,
understand
and,
what I'm
and, yeah. The desire. Well, interested and in desire, you actually create desire because she desires the lifestyle, right? Okay. So in other words, they get you in.
Oh, it
But
gets you.
I think
and
there's
You
another
ain't saying
example of that I can think
you
of.
saying
in other words, you had to do something. You had to do something to get that Ferrari, right? There's something about you to
Yeah.
get that Ferrari. It's not just a lifestyle. There's something about you
Uh-huh.
to get it because most guys don't have it. So there's something special about
Uh-huh.
you. So it's another way to actually attract women. But I'm just using that
Yeah.
as what he's saying is about bringing in a better looking woman and having her on your
Yeah.
arm, you know, for
Or another
lunch.
form of social proofing I can think of is like, who you're associated with.
Your
I mean,
circle, yeah,
it's like, yeah,
your
because
circle.
like take me for example. Say I was in Toronto. Now, folks, I'm East African, Eritrean to be exact. So
Uh
let's
huh.
say I'm somewhere like on the Jane Strip area of Toronto,
Hmm.
and the weekend sees me. Those
Okay.
Ethiopian Eritreans are like, he hollers at me, and next thing
Yeah.
you know, I'm just talking to him. We talking Amharic. He say, hey, what's good, everything. Some
Yeah.
women see me and they're like,
You know
the
him?
weekend? Oh
Yeah.
my God, you Hamish or something?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're talking in America such.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Or like because Patrice O'Neal, he mentioned that like during the Tiger Woods incident, he said like, say Tiger saw me shake my hand, right? He said,
Yeah.
Patrice, what's happening, baby? On
Yeah.
that handshake, I'll be getting some ass.
It's good social proof. Why you think
Yes,
fraternities exist, right? Social proofing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Social proofing.
Anyway.
And it's a brotherhood that uplifts everybody because you're associated with people of higher
Mm.
status.
All right.
You end up attracting more women that way.
We got about 5 minutes for closing thoughts, folks. Okay. Because Dr.
Uh,
T's getting ready to go on. And it's not going to be all day. Okay. these are
well,
dailies. This is not an 8-hour
yeah,
thing, right? This is a daily thing, right?
yes. Sir.
So
Well, you get too old for this shit. I understand, sir. So I just want to say, y'all ain't shit, and God bless y'all for it. Y'all have a
all
good evening.
right. Anybody else? Closing thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for having me on. Glad to always be around, Charles. Woo! And like always, man, I'm not trying to save the world. I'm just simply here to enjoy what's left of it. Y'all be easy.
All right. Marcus, you want to say closing thought or no?
No, pretty much.
So am I in the ballpark?
Oh, as far as what you're saying, yeah, the list is solid.
Okay, thank
The
you,
list,
sir.
the list is a solid list. I ain't gonna lie, I was looking to see.
I know you were. I know you were.
I was going. I was
I
looking
know.
to see. I was looking to see what you gonna say. But nah, it's on point, man. I ain't gonna hold you.
He gonna be like, Marcus.
And you verified everything that I said on the list.
Yeah, it's on point. I'm gonna say it's on point.
Mark is one of my harshest critics. He keeps it real. So
Yeah, nah. I was looking, but nah, it's
I
on.
know you were looking. I know you were looking. And Marcus popped up. Let me see what this nigga got to say about this game shit. What he know? What the fuck he know? I said, really? Oh, okay, all right. I see you. Marcus got. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you, homie. I see you, B. You on point today, B. All right.
Yeah,
He gets the Marcus stamp of
Stamp of approval. Yeah.
Yeah, man, because like one of the things that you did say, I'm gonna try to make this as short as possible because this was in comment, but like the archetype thing is a very big thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a huge thing. It's what gigolos use.
Mm-hmm.
It's what gigolos use. These are men get money from women. All right. Yeah, and this is something I've done all things. I've been on both sides of the get money thing with women.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a huge thing. It's a very huge thing. And like I said, as I got older, I applied more and more and more things, and the quality of women goes up as you apply all of those things. As you learn those things, is I had to seek this knowledge out on my own. I read here and there books, but for the most part, like young, young life, was through experience and talking to women and watching what women respond to and watching what they don't respond to. It's not going to be what you want. And, it's like the women who want us to care about their degrees. The women are not going to care about what you think they should care about, bro.
Right. No, they don't.
And yeah. So, but to close it out, the rejection thing I say is a huge deal. And I've said it for years. The biggest lie they tell people is be yourself. Be yourself, man. I've been saying that for a long time because if being you ain't working, it ain't gonna start working. Right. I mean, we get houses, we improve our homes, we get cars, we put tents on the windows, we get spinning rims, we do everything to improve everything else. But then when it comes to us, there's this pride and this ego that says, no, you must take me as is. You don't get your car as is. You don't nothing else. You don't take as is. So why should you be any different?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more to it, you know what I'm saying? But we be here all day. But yeah, man, take
especially for free shit,
Right. I've done all. I've had money spent on me. I've been flown places. I've been all of these things. And I'm not your 6'5" dude, 6'2", 6'0". I'm again, like, all of these things matter. Game is a thing, and I'll say this before I go. Me and Lucario done had it out.
Okay.
And I've trapped him in several corners. He is a bullshit artist. He is definitely a bullshit artist. I'm talking about Lucario. Some of you guys' favorite dude, Lucario. You know what I'm saying? But at any rate, yeah, I'm gonna tune into some Dr. T, man. I was on with, I was on.
Yeah, I was on yesterday. Yeah.
I gotta say this. I need a copy of that because I got a flight to catch. Because for 9 days, I'll be protecting the high value family for 9 days.
Okay.
So I got hired for that. Gonna be making some good money for each day, but
yeah, and they're getting a bargain because they don't know how valuable you actually are with your skills.
They know because they seen all the certifications.
Okay.
No.
Well, yeah. Once they saw door kicker in Iraq, I said, okay.
He even joked with me. He says, "Yeah, you probably, because of my cousin, he does the same thing." And he was like, and the guy was like, "Yeah, you probably only have 2 certifications." Just joking. When I sent him everything, he was like, "God damn." He's like, "Wow, good thing we're making money." But the point is being, I'm 5'10", 285 pounds. I've taken a lot of chicks from guys 6'4".
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like, I'm just going to tell you this shit right now. I walk this land like I run this shit, man. A female is like a dog or any other mammalian species. They could smell the fear on you. They can smell the fear. If trust me, you walk up there and be like, look, there's many a times I told a female, look, you fine as shit. I like comic books. I love this. I love that. I'm gonna play my video games, lift my weights, smoke my cigars, drink my liquor, and hang with my niggas.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? She was like, well, damn, I never seen anybody. The more I had my figures hanging up on the wall, still in the plastic, with some bad bitches coming into my house like a crack house, they were like, oh my God, it's so interesting. See, a lot of you motherfuckers can't make this shit look good and make it look cool. You focus 3 days out the week, get your body right, get your money right, get your mind right, get your soul right. Everything's going to be all right. There's some women who are just going to be attracted to you just minding your own goddamn business, not even paying her no fucking attention. I remember one time we were in a supermarket.
And these are closing thoughts here, Charles. Okay.
That's the last part.
Okay.
You know, my son and a Padawan, we were in the market, you know, food shopping. So he's looking over there. My son and the Padawan looking like these women, like they're just drooling over you. And I'm reading the magazine, not paying any problem. I said, kid, this is just Tuesday to me. See, your problem is you pay them too much attention and not make them look like your attention's not valued. Woo!
All right, folks. All right, let me go and find Dr. T's link real quick. So you're gonna be doing a real interesting one. I'm actually gonna be on with him today. So join me over there at 4. I'll put the link in the chat because we're gonna be talking about the table. So all you SBE dudes that are listening, okay, we're gonna be talking about the table. All right.
The motherfucker getting so big, he don't even have to have BGS tax.
That's 4 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, 4 o'clock Pacific in about 20 minutes. And also I'll probably be promoting his book. His book is on sale for pre-order. Okay. This is the first academic manosphere book, Black manosphere book, right? Produced. So you guys, if you have the means, I'll probably be dropping the link tomorrow, and go and pre-order the motherfucker. Make this shit pop, right? So we get a second and a third book, and we actually start doing some of these things that we actually want to do. Start making this impact, right? Because it's not just about talking. People say, what are we actually here for? We actually make impact, right? Okay, not here to fuck around and talk about bitches all day. Okay, we talk about bitches because we're trying to solve problems. We're trying to make impact on guys' lives and shit like that. For the SBE guys, skills and resources, game time, right? The skills and resources, right? Skills, game is a skill. I just gave you a lesson, a basic lesson in a skill called game, getting women, right? Now what? Anyhow.
They about to call you a game coach.
Huh?
They about to call you a game coach in a minute.
If me and Marcus, because I get Marcus and Rom, me and Marcus start being game coaches, we're gonna take everybody's money. Okay? Because you motherfuckers overcomplicate shit. Okay? And it's not that hard. Okay? we be taking your me and Marcus, you can take your motherfucking lunch money. Okay? Okay, so all you motherfuckers, all you guys with the little channels reacting to my videos because you can't come up with stuff on your fucking own. Okay, don't try me. Okay, this is my PhDs are taking off. They don't need me to protect them no more. Don't try me. Okay, the evil twin is out this year. Okay, don't try me. Okay. I'm not an easy mark. Marcus knows I'm not an easy mark. Okay, trust and believe because Marcus tested me. I ain't that easy. Okay. You don't want the real guy to come out, okay?
Soon come, y'all. Soon come.
Soon come. All right, folks. The link is in the description for docs. I'm gonna be over there in about 15 minutes. So thanks to let me read them off. Thanks to John, to JC, to Greg, to MS Delta, and to Matt for the Cash App, right? Got anything coming up, Marcus? You want to pump?
There's the me and you one-on-one coming.
Whenever.
Well, I don't want to pull a MOT and just post it. You know, I need you to
pull up.
Yeah, well, I need you to know when I want to do it. I don't want to just throw up the thing and just expect you to show up. You know what I mean?
You know where to reach me. Well, we talk, man. We don't fight, so it's different. Yeah. But a lot of guys will take a snippet of disagreement and run with it for like the next 6 weeks, which they did with the table. But all you SBE guys, we're gonna be talking about the motherfucking table today. And right after he does this one today, I'm gonna have mine on my Black Pill Gnostic tomorrow. I got words, okay? I'm gonna have words. Words, you know, they probably doesn't need to be on Dr. T's channel, but I'm gonna have words. But anyhow, y'all. Peace out.
Peace. Honey.
Peace.